emotional intelligence workout. Now this video is not for you if you're looking for quick fixes to increase your emotional intelligence. It's a workout, so it's about putting in the time, doing the reps, and just building the muscles to improve our emotional intelligence. So let's just go ahead into our warm-up for this workout. And what we're going to do is we're going to build our emotional literacy. Learn different emotions. So shortly I'm going to put the emotion wheel on the screen, and I'm going to invite you to pause the video and take 5 seconds or 15 seconds, a minute in your own time just to study that emotion wheel. And then we're going to spend a minute just writing down as many different emotions as we can remember, as we can think of, to just increase our vocabulary of emotions. So here is the emotion wheel. Go ahead and pause that screen and come back when you're ready. Fantastic. So let's go into 1 minute of emotional literacy, writing down as many different emotions as you can think of after that studying of the emotion wheel. So 3, 2, 1, let's dance. All right, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So that is the minute of writing down all those different emotions that we can think of. Now that we're warmed up, we're going to go into our first exercise, which is emotions of the week. So what I'd like you to do, reflecting on your last week, I'd like you to think about all the different emotions that you felt, specifically focusing on the strongest ones, the ones that lifted you up and the ones that brought you down. So again, 1 minute for this exercise, and I'm going to put the emotion wheel back on the screen now so you can use that as a reference. 3, 2, 1, go. Wonderful. Okay, on to the next exercise. This is the bend exercise. So we're going to spend 30 seconds on each of these next 3 exercises. And what I want you to do first is to go ahead and pick one emotion that you'd like to explore in greater depth. So quick moment to do that. Okay, wonderful. So into the B, so 30 seconds, and this stands for build up. So here it's understanding what might have triggered that emotion, what might have sparked it, what caused that emotion to come about. Maybe it was a specific thing that someone said, maybe it's something that you didn't do, maybe it's just the weather outside. Whatever is going on in that with specific emotion, what was the build up to it? So 3, 2, 1, let's dance. Wonderful. So that's 30 seconds done and dusted. Now, if you need any more time than what I'm allotting to these different exercises here, of course, feel free to pause the video and just take more time to explore that in your own space. But now, onto the effect. So what did that emotion make you do? What was the after effects? What was the consequences? You felt that emotion, maybe you then felt a different emotion. Maybe it made you say something, maybe it made you not say something. How did you respond and react to that emotion? So again, into the effect exercise here, 30 seconds, and 3, 2, 1, let's dance. Oh, 30 seconds gone by in the flash of an eye. Okay, into next. So again, looking at that specific emotion that you've been looking at, what would you do if you were in that situation again? Now, for some of you, it's absolutely about soaking in that emotion and just leaning into it and being in that presence or trying to get into that same space again. But for some of us, it's saying, okay, I would have actually changed my response. I would have done something a little bit differently. So this is an opportunity just to think about that. So I invite you to do so. What would you do if you were in that situation again? Would you change your response or your reaction in any way? So 3, 2, 1, go. Wonderful. Okay, so thank you for diving into that exploration of that one emotion. So we're going to switch our focus onto empathy now. So what we're going to do is we're going to spend 1 minute again into emotion observations. So this is about, again, looking back on our last week and saying, what are all the different emotions that we observed in others? Again, trying to identify the strong ones, but it's just understanding what emotions did you see, did you observe in others? It could be in colleagues, it could be in friends and family, it could be strangers out on the street. Whatever makes sense in your space is brilliant. So we're going to do this for a minute and go for it. 3, 2, 1, let's dance. Fantastic. So that is the emotion observations sorted just like that. So we're going to continue on this vein. And what I'd like you to do now is 30 seconds of trying to figure out the build up or the spark for these other individuals that you've observed in this last week. But here, just a note of caution. This is our best guess. So in this exercise, it's looking back over those observations, those emotions that you observed, and trying to understand what might have caused that person to feel that emotion. So that's the exercise, but just as I said, we aren't certain, we're not in their space. Absolutely, you can have that conversation and inquire and say, okay, well, why did you feel X, Y, Z emotion, whatever it was. But that's the exercise. Why do you think they felt that emotion? So 3, 2, 1, go. Excellent. So thank you for diving into that exercise. So now what we're going to do is 30 seconds of just exploring the emotion of pride. So 30 seconds, and I want you to say, explore, mentally meander through, what are you proud of? 30 seconds, what are you proud of? So 3, 2, 1, let's go. Oh, wonderful. Okay, 30 seconds. What are you grateful for in your life at the moment? So 3, 2, 1, let's dance. Okie dokie do. So, last exercise, 30 seconds. What are you excited for? Looking into tomorrow, looking into the year coming up, whatever is coming on your plate. So, 30 seconds. What are you excited for? 3, 2, 1, let's go. Champions, so thank you so much for building the muscles of your emotional intelligence. Wishing you the most fantastic day, and just a huge thank you for being here, and happy doings.